So yeah, it was lovely to talk to them. Everyone at the show was so nice. Like really great to talk to, really smart people, really welcoming. I just felt like everybody at the show were just all a big fan of cars.
Yeah, it's nice to put a face to it, right? Because what we see is we see ads mostly, and then maybe you'll see some cool photos like people's rigs on Instagram, right? But like the people aspect of it is not always there. So I think this is a real opportunity to put faces to the names and brands. You have tuned in to Remote Trails Radio. We're your hosts, Garrick and Melody, take you off the beaten path into the world of overlanding, life in the Pacific Northwest, and whatever the heck else we feel like chatting about. So grab a drink, settle in, and let's hit the trails together.
Welcome and thanks for the listen. I'm Melody.
And I'm Garrick on a new microphone, so I might sound a little different.
Ooh, and you've tuned in to Remote Trails Radio. Okay, today we're going to be talking about Overland Expo SoCal that just happened in March. This is recording in 2026, so we can give you a rundown on that. And then we'll also be talking about the new Ignik Flipside Heated Bed cover for those cold nights. And then we'll have some random recommendations for you. Sound good?
Sounds good to me. Also, this cold nights, they're going to be a thing of the past real soon. It's getting a little warmer. Days are getting a little longer.
Ooh.
I'm liking it. All right, awesome. Let's get into it. So, Melody, I heard you were kind of busy this weekend doing something overlandy.
Overland related, yes, I would say that. I feel like it was immersive overland culture for sure.
Sounds accurate to me, yeah.
I went to the Overland Expo SoCal for a day. And that sounds a little crazy, but I really wanted to go hang out with Michelle, and she's working down in San Diego for a little bit.
That's friend of the show, Michelle, that was on the Vancouver Island trip with us.
Mm-hmm. She's the owner of Dog Shrimp.
Yeah, and Shrimp, yeah, indeed. And we did not prepare on which episode she was on, but it was this fall.
Yes, she is a delight. She has a lot to say. And it was fun hanging out with her. I just flew down Saturday and then flew back up last night. So I'm a little tired.
Yeah. Good on you for recording tonight. Because when you're like, no, I'm good to record, I was like, okay. Like I get really drained by traveling on airlines because all the hustle and lines and
yes,
just drains my energy.
Oh, I'm so lucky that everything went smoothly because TSA was working and honestly, there were no lines. So the planes even left and landed on time too. So that was great.
Yeah, because right now we're at the time of recording, we're in the middle of a semi-government shutdown. So TSA is not getting paid right now. So the fact that anybody's even showing up is good on them. Yeah.
I made sure to thank them for working. And they were lovely. It was really just refreshing to finally have air travel go as planned, which was nice. And yesterday was just an incredibly social day. So there's also that, having my battery full and then completely depleted. But I can't wait to tell everyone about it. So that's why I kind of wanted to record tonight. It's fresh on my mind.
Nice. Yeah, I'm kind of curious. So what are the general hours during the day? Is it go all day, or is it hey, we start at 10 and we stop at 5? How does that work at the expo?
I believe both days are 9 to 4. There's also after parties too. I believe there was an after party by Hest on Friday night, and then there was another after party on Saturday night. So when we got there by Sunday, people looked a little tired. And we were there for almost the whole day, 9 to 4. And man, was it warm, because you know how cold and rainy and wet it's been here. And I get over there and it's perfect weather, beautiful sunsets, clear sky. Oh, wow, it was nice.
You're why do we live here?
I know. I was a little bit do I have to go back right away? Yeah.
Cool. But, yeah, I'm interested. What was your first impression? Were there a lot of people? Was there lots of camping? What did it feel like coming into it?
Yeah, good question. I did a little bit of research on my way in because I had some time in the airport. And this is Overland Expo's second expo in SoCal. This is the second year that they've done it. Oh, they had such a good response from the first one that they decided to do it again. And it was enormous. Parking was $15. We got in, I think our ticket was $27 or $28. And walking in, it's very chill. Once you got to the middle, though, oh my goodness, it's so overwhelming because there are so many vendors there. You can go online and see the exhibitor list. It's intense. You just can't possibly hit them all in one day. There's no way.
Yeah.
So we kind of had to have a little bit of a strategy when it came to leaving us time to see fun stuff, things that we didn't expect, and also hitting all the booths that we really wanted to hit. Because let's be honest, we're here to mod our cars and talk to people and get some business done. We felt really productive actually, because I had a list of booths that I wanted to go to see for my car. She had a list of booths for her car because she just got that 4th gen and she's still building it out, right?
Did you have a map that they gave you? I know there's also an app that you can use to like kind of get an idea where things are at. Like, how did you navigate through all
Oh
this?
man, thank you for bringing that up. The app has good intentions, but it is really hard to see on your phone, especially in the bright sun, the entire map. It's just not a great way to see it. They were handing out maps when we walked in, and it was like, oh, I don't want to pick up any literature. So we didn't. And that was a huge mistake because it's kind of like a newspaper. You open it up and then you're able to see where everything is because it can be very confusing. Good thing is that it's a grid. But yeah.
That's a good initial tip right there for our listeners is that get the paper copy.
Get the paper map when you walk right in the gate because that will help you out big time. Yeah. And then starting to map out what you want to do.
So it's mostly outdoors then?
Yes.
There's not like an interior like convention center sort of setup at all. It's all like exterior.
There are 2 interior spaces along with like kind of a tunnel that runs in between that's semi-open air. It was a gorgeous day and the grass was dry. So I don't know if it's luck or if they knew this was going to happen, but it was,
Southern California.
I don't see it working the same in the PNW, but it really works for Southern California.
Well, at least the PNW one's on the dry side of Oregon. So maybe it's also, we'll find out this summer.
Oh, that's true. I did hear it was really hot last year. Yeah.
That's cool.
It was a perfect time for this one.
I have only been to really one convention pretty regularly in my life. That's the PAX convention that we have here in Seattle. And that, how you described it had similar vibes where it's like you have a big exhibitor space and it's just sprawling and there's probably lots of sounds going on and it's the stimulus is coming from all directions. But so it has that, but then is there also like stuff that is associated with the expo that's going on in separate places, or is it all like in one spot?
There are so many things going on. We missed a lot. I would say that. So there are the booths where it's a very conventional recipe. You've got a brand, they have a booth. The booth is so large and they've got products and they've got giveaways, raffles, show prices on almost all the gear, which is really cool. And you can either get it there or online. And then you have the camping part of it, right? Because people are staying overnight and actually overlanding at that show. So they had what's called the Education Lab, I believe is what it was called. We totally missed that. I don't even think we even knew it was there. I just saw it on social media after we left. And then there was the Women Who Wander event that was happening on the Sunday where they had seminars going on every hour. And that was right in the middle of everything, kind of where the food court is. Okay. And then there was something called the Bivvy, which was sponsored by another brand. And that was in a different area where the brands were. So there's just lots going on.
Cool. So what were the booths that you had on your list, that, or at least a few of them that were your go-to items and companies?
Well, probably one of the top ones was Rhino Rack because I haven't talked about it on the show yet, but I've been in a month-long issue with Maxtrax, which is owned by Rhino Rack. And so I think that was one of the first booths I wanted to go to. And I do have to say that, man, they really helped me out. I was having an issue that is really hard to explain on the phone, and their customer service is a bit hit and miss. When I went there, the guy literally opened the package of pins and he gave one to me and was like, okay, well, you can go over to the other booth and see if it fits with what you've got, because I have a competitor recovery boards. You know how we have the Maxtrax versus Tread Pro tally? I think people were mostly Maxtrax though, right? Or were we high on Tread Pro?
I think Tread Pro won in the end, yeah.
Okay. So I love Maxtrax pins, but they have so many different kinds and it is so confusing, and they obviously don't say which ones work with Tread Pro. So the guy literally opened the box, handed me one, and said, walk over to ARB and see if it fits. And so we did. Michelle has great directional sense. So she took me right back to that booth and we tried it and it fit. And I was like, thank God. So then we went back to Maxtrax and I bought the pins right there.
Nice.
So that was really great. So Maxtrax I had on my list. I also had 74 Weld because I don't know how many of these UCAs they sold, but I am a buyer of one of their first gen UCAs, basically, upper control arms. And they're gorgeous and beautiful, but they are an absolute pain to maintain. They have these bushings that can expand if you don't do it correctly, and you can warp them. And the fasteners were not that great. Anyway, I could go on. They're a lovely company, but this was their very first time doing UCAs. And so there are obvious problems that they improved on.
So for the listener that hasn't upgraded their suspension before, why would you want new upper control arms?
Well, I like them because they look good, but also I was already taking apart the suspension in the front for a higher lift with Old Man Emu. And you have to take the upper control arm off anyway. So for me, it was a one and done. I was going to replace the UCAs at the same time I was doing the lift so I could get a more stable ride. For the ones that I got, I essentially got them because I was told that the alignment would be a lot easier once I completed the lift. And that was corroborated by different people that have done alignment on my car. They say, man, it's so much easier. Did you get new UCAs with your lift?
I did. I think there's a couple of reasons. I think like the stock third gen don't actually work with extended struts, so you kind of have to anyways. And then along the same lines, the ones I got also had more flexibility as far as your alignment. So I was able to like, gosh, it's been a minute since I've done it, but it's because you have like camber and the caster angle, and one of those angles, if you set it really far forward, it's really good because the Toyota stock tires, the wheels are set pretty far back. So if you go bigger tires, you'll rub on the back. So setting them forward from their stock position really helps out quite a bit.
You can rub on the front too.
Yeah, you don't want to go too far forward. But
do you remember what your UCAs are? What did you buy?
I don't remember offhand. I'm sure we've talked about it on this podcast before, but it's like it's a 3-letter company. That starts with S. I think it's something like SRC or something like that.
Okay,
I'd have to look it up though.
So it was really great to go to the 74 Weld booth because they are huge on these portals. They can really create some serious ground clearance for these cars with portals. I think I am not professional enough for portals, but portals I can see why.
Very cool.
I can see why they're so cool. And these guys are just engineering nerds, right? So I really wanted to go talk to them. They were very excited to learn that I was one of the buyers of their first UCAs, and they were not shy about also feeling a little bit sorry for me because they know the problems with it, and the ones that they have now, they have vastly improved. So they were able to walk me through the new ones and talk about what they've done, which is really cool. There's just a lot more adjustment that you can do on those that you can't with the ones that I have right now. I was asking for some replacement parts and they're like, oh yeah, we got that. You just got to shoot us an email. We'll mail it over to you. It'll be like $5 to mail. It's not a big deal. Yeah, so cheap. That was really nice because I think my bushings have taken a beating. I have tried my best to maintain them carefully, but it's been quite a few years now that I've had them. I think almost 7 years now. So I think probably a good time to change them out. So yeah, it was lovely to talk to them. Sure. They were just, everyone at the show was so nice. Like really great to talk to, really smart people, really welcoming. I just felt like everybody at the show were just all a big fan of cars.
Yeah, it's nice to put a face to it, right? Because what we see is we see ads mostly, and then maybe you'll see some cool photos like people's rigs on Instagram, right? But the people aspect of it is not always there. So I think this is a real opportunity to put faces to the names and brands.
For sure. And it was fun to go around with Michelle because she has just different needs than I do. For instance, she needed an entire skid set under her car, and she was having a little bit of trouble because for some reason the 4th gen V8 requires different skids than a 4th gen V6. So she was just having a little bit of trouble. So we were able to go to ASFIR because she really wanted to ask for skids, ASFIR, and I had never heard of them. And going there,
Israeli or something? They're foreign company. Yeah,
they're Israeli, and they were just incredible. They were on the phone with their engineers, calling in to make sure that all the parts that she needed were exactly correct because the website just wasn't as clear for that specific model. It was really lovely. So she bought them on the spot. They gave her a great deal.
Wow, nice.
And they only do aluminum. They don't do steel. But yeah, I'd like to have them come on and talk about them further. So they said that they would do that.
Hey, you can guess.
Yeah, that would be great because metalworking is so interesting. And I didn't know that Michelle actually had a machinery background. So she's chosen them specifically because she believes in this product. Yeah,
very cool.
It was really great.
I actually really like the use of metal skids if you're not like a true rock crawler because
aluminum,
yeah, aluminum because the less maintenance the better in my opinion. Like you were talking about the UCAs. My UCAs, the ball joints on there, I used to have to fill a Zerk in there like every 5,000 miles. That was such a pain.
Yeah.
But then they eventually swapped them out to ones that you don't have to do that anymore. So that's been great. Just don't have to worry about it. It's awesome. It's fully self-contained.
My UCAs, the ball joint can actually fail because if it has too much play, that kind of means your ball joint's dead.
Right. That's how I got mine replaced because it had been under 3 years. And I think they had a 3-year warranty. So I contacted them and they had me do something to prove it was. I think they had me mail the old ones in and then they got them and then they're like, yeah, they're dead. And they sent me some new ones.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I have to have a special tool in order to get them out.
It's a pain. Like breaking the nut is
breaking that
hard.
nut to get the UCAs off is
yeah.
awful.
I had to buy a whole new breaker bar just to make it happen.
I had to buy that. I don't know what that's called. I had to buy that special tool to get that apart. But just to get the ball joint out of the UCA, it's like a special cup. And then you have to, anyway, it's a lot. But the good thing is that 74 Weld, when I was in their booth, they actually gave me the part number because I needed the exact part number for that specific ball joint to do the replacement. And they don't list it anywhere on any website. But a guy had it on his cell phone, so he gave it to me. I was very thankful.
Part number is valuable knowledge for sure.
It is because I can just order it off Amazon and get that done. So if any of you guys also have the 74 Weld UCAs from back in the day, they're kind of a copper color and you need a new ball joint, let me know. I'll give you the part number. But then they said that for their new ones, the improved ones, there's like a nylon disc that sits in it. And so if you tend to get too much play in your ball joint, all you have to do is tighten this disc. And then it will automatically tighten the ball joint. So the ball joint will never fail, I guess is the idea. Nice. And should that disc ever fail, because that will fail before the ball joint, then you can just call them. They'll give you a new one. They said it's like 10 cents. So cool. I love this idea of just renewing your equipment and not having to replace things constantly if they get worn out, which is nice.
Also, it's really easy to put ball joints on incorrectly. I discovered when I just swapped mine out. I did it incorrectly twice for some reason. Yeah, it was like the way that your brain thinks it's supposed to go is apparently wrong. So it's very easy when you're like, because you're doing all these other things. And then when you get to the point of actually aligning it, I aligned it wrong twice, which was very annoying because I did it on both sides.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but I was very frustrated with myself, but I did get it right in the end.
Oh my gosh. Well, that's good. Maybe if I have trouble, I'm going to ask you about it because I haven't had to replace it yet.
Yeah, whatever I tell you, just do the opposite.
Okay.
You're doing it right. So that's for two like very targeted things that you had right to go. And it sounded like it worked out really well for you in that respect.
Honestly, I wanted to go find out what was new and what was happening. And we did that. And we were very productive and got things done.
Nice.
So it felt like very worthwhile. It was so nice to see.
Michelle had like a shopping list that she had things that she was planning on purchasing. So it sounded like it was good for her as well. Did you have anything that you were looking to purchase, or are you kind of just more, hey, I get these things figured out and then maybe I'll kind of window shop a little bit?
I think I went in trying not to buy anything. I just wanted to go see what was out there because I love the hype and I love seeing people get excited about different products. So I really went in there being like, don't spend any money.
I feel like you have to do something like that or set like a limit. Like, okay, I'm not going to spend like more than $1,000 this weekend.
It's like Vegas, right? You're like, okay, I got this much money and that's it. No more. Yeah, fortunately, I've been working on my car for a long time. So it wasn't like I had a long list, whereas Michelle is just starting over again, right? She had her Nissan Rogue and everything was custom. And now she's got this car and she really has to start all over. She doesn't even have sliders yet. That's next on her list. She just got tires.
Yeah. Yep. That billet part is fun though.
I know, right? That's the
Yeah.
exciting part. That's why it's kind of nice to do it with her, like kind of run alongside her while she does it, because then I can
Yeah.
get that adrenaline without spending my own money.
Vicariously, right? Yeah. You spend the
Yeah,
money and I get the endorphin rush. Sweet.
exactly. One of the really fun things, especially on Sunday, which is they call it the last day, but it's just the second day, is it's a deal day, essentially. So when you're
Okay.
going there, I think reps are not interested in bringing product back to wherever they came from. They are more interested in offloading it to you at a really good price or free. And so Sunday late in the day, you walk around and you're likely to get some things handed to you. Also, throughout the show, there are QR codes pretty much at every booth, and they're giving away something. They're trading your information for something that they're giving away.
Right.
And they're pretty good. I think at the Subaru booth, it was a $3,000 REI gift card, was
Whoa.
what they were raffling away. Anchor on the first day was giving away a ton of stuff. And I feel like on the second day, it was a little bit more reserved.
Hmm.
So we were
Interesting.
interested in that booth because I had told Michelle that you had recently bought something from Anchor, and she is in the market for a battery because she wants a fridge. So she's looking around for what battery is going to fit her fridge. But then it gets more complicated, okay? Because if you want a fridge slide, then you want to get the fridge slide first, and then you want to get the fridge, and then you need the battery to power the fridge, right?
Yeah. I don't know. After now owning a fridge slide, it's a nice luxury, but it's definitely a luxury. It's not needed. So I'm like, unless Michelle's like, oh, I definitely need a fridge slide,
She
I would
wants one.
say, okay. Well, so why do you think that the fridge slide is required before getting a power station? I'm not making that connection.
I think she just doesn't know what size fridge she's going to get.
Okay.
And I don't know if she wants to go crazy with the power station. I think she wants to get a power station that fits the fridge, because I
Hmm.
think in her mind, she's not thinking that she's going to use it for much else. Now, I'm speaking for her. Of course, she's not here to defend herself. But the impression I got was that she wasn't going to buy more than what she needed in a battery bank. However, she did text me last night to say that she is thinking of getting the charger as well to make sure she can power that whatever battery bank faster. I think she's been listening to the show.
Yeah, she's got good ideas.
But I understand that. For me, I'm like, well, I want a really big battery bank because I want to charge everything. And that's going into our electrified strategy that we'll talk about in a future episode. But
Hmm.
I like
I'll also talk
the
about my
first.
Anchor purchase in a future episode as well.
Yeah. Yes. And for me, I want the flexibility of buying a little bit of a bigger power bank to be able to do more. And I think for her, she wants it just right.
Yeah.
However, it's cool that she knows she wants a fridge slide because it just makes her life easier. We saw the Mercedes fridge slides, though. I don't think I can ever go back after this. Iron Man was not there, but somebody's car had an Iron Man fridge slide. And not
Hmm.
only did it pull out the fridge towards you, but it angled down. It's called a tilting fridge slide. And it
Oh yeah, those are
angles
nice.
down so that you can see all the contents of your fridge. Man, is that amazing. That was so great. And then I looked it up and I was like, oh man, that's so expensive.
Right. There's another one I know where like it's meant to go up on top of a drawer system, and then not only will it like come out, but also it's hard to explain over radio, but it'll sort of lever itself down. It won't be angled down, but it'll be lower than the bottom of the fridge slide essentially.
Oh,
If you think of
interesting.
it, it's like an arm that goes down. Yeah.
Oh,
And those are also very expensive. So we're probably talking like $1,000 just for
man.
the slide. Yeah. And
Oh,
that was a
whoa.
couple of years ago. It's probably even more expensive
Oh,
now.
the tilting one that I saw, I looked online, it was around $350. And I was like,
Oh, that's
man,
not
that
bad.
costs more than my fridge. So I
Yeah.
was like, this seems crazy. But it does seem very convenient. So you're not like hauling goods around, because those fridges can get heavy when they're full of stuff.
Oh yeah. Yeah, those compressors are not light.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm feeling
Cool.
like I'm jumping around a little bit, but it was just a really great show if you ever get a chance to go. That one is very relaxed. And not only that, the parking lot's really cool because when you're
The
walking
parking lot is
around,
cool. Oh, that's
yeah,
true. Yeah,
because you
because
see all the
everybody's got the
different
rigs there.
rigs
Yeah,
and
makes
they are
sense.
really built out. And I feel like I don't know if this is a California thing, but they put a lot of stuff on the outside because I don't think it rains all that much. So you've got a lot of awnings, a lot of boxes, water tanks. Like people are really outfitted there. So it's kind of cool to see that it wasn't all the same. Like all the Subarus seemed a little bit different, how they stacked things on top of their car and where they put the lights. There was Ineos, Jeep. I mean, like lots of brands were represented there. Really cool Defenders, even the new ones. Yeah.
Nice.
And then, I got a chance to participate unknowingly in one of the Women Who Wander events.
Yeah, we talked a lot about the businesses, but I wanted to hear about the actual, educational stuff that they had going on.
I don't think I knew what I was walking into, but Overland Expo, this woman named Azure, she sets up some of the Women Who Wander events. And what that does is it kind of brings women together in the industry because we are quite the minority, and creates a network so that we can make friends and see who runs what business and support each other. There were charities and nonprofits too, so that was cool. And I happened to be wearing our Remote Trails Radio t-shirt. And she was like, "Oh, Remote Trails Radio. What is that?" And then in the middle of the seminar, she's like, "Okay, any founders of companies, I want you to stand up and I'm going to give you the microphone. And you're going to talk about your company." I was like, "Oh no, where's Garrick?"
I don't think I qualify for this particular.
It was inclusive. There were men there. However, yeah, I had to talk about how I was a co-founder of a podcast and why should you listen. And what was really cool was that I went right after one of the daughters of Goose Gear. So I wanted to tell you that because when she got up there and spoke about her family's company, I was like, "Oh my gosh, Garrick is going to love this."
Yeah.
And she just sounded like she had so much pride in her work. It was great. And then
that's awesome.
I was like, "Goose Gear, we love Goose Gear." She got a little embarrassed. I was calling out how great her company was. But yeah, so that was wonderful to see. I had some stickers, I had some NFC tags, but people didn't know what they were. So that was kind of like I don't know what this is. You know, the NFC tags that you can hold up against your phone and then it pulls up like our link tree and everything has our sticker on it, our logo on it. We're taking a break. It's Melody jumping in to say we're hanging out on Instagram if you want to keep up with the Overland nonsense. And if you're on Apple, Amazon Music, or Spotify, go ahead and download the episode so you don't lose us. All right, back to it. So it was cool. It was wonderful to hear from different women and what they're up to. And it's amazing. They asked who came from the farthest. And I came from Seattle overnight, but there was one lady who came from Costa Rica.
Oh, dang.
She lives on a boat full time and has a daughter who is just getting into overlanding. So she flew all the way out.
Oh, she didn't sail there?
And yeah, I also met 3 ladies from Kimbo.
I'm not familiar with Kimbo. What is that?
And Kimbo is a camper company. So they put campers on top of your full size.
Oh, okay. Cool.
It's a really cool company. And I had a story for them, which was interesting. They literally sat right behind us. They couldn't be any closer. And I turned around and I had to ask them. I was like, "Were any of you guys at this bike expo last year?" The story goes is I was camping with work and I met these 2 very young cyclists that just started their cycling trip from Vancouver, BC, and they're traveling all the way down to the south of the United States.
Cool.
And the female of the 2, so there's a male and a female, and I think they were together. And the female looked like she wasn't sure about this anymore.
Oh, no.
Their bikes were packed. They were bike packing. They had huge panniers, all the gear. And I said, "Hey, what have you guys been up to?" And they said, "Oh, we were just at this bike expo. We were there and we didn't have a place to stay and we couldn't even find a place to put our tent. But then we were at Kimbo and told them what we were doing. And they said, 'Oh, we have a place for you. We've got campers everywhere. You can take one of our campers and you can stay in them.'" And they were like, "Really?"
Oh, that's rad.
It was very cool. So they actually got to live in a Kimbo for a day.
Nice.
And then after that, they had biked down to the campground where we're at and stayed overnight. And I was talking to them about their travels. I had talked about my travels as a solo traveler back in the day. doing something similar. And the girl said, you know what? This is just what I needed, because Kimbo showed us such a welcome. And then we're talking to you. And I had encouraged her, saying that stuff like this is just going to keep happening to you. It's going to keep getting better and better. And you're going to have those really hard days where you're like, do I really want to do this? Like, how did I get here? But then you're going to have those days where you would have never otherwise had that experience. So I was like, take it while you can. And she was just
That's
like,
good
that's
advice.
just what I needed, because I didn't really want to keep going today. Yeah, big endeavor. I think they were like, I want to say they were 20 years old. Yeah, really cool.
That's next level touring for sure.
Right. I told that to the Kimbo ladies, just saying that I had a really great impression of their company based on that story. And they were like, yeah, that actually sounds like us. That tracks.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's Kimbo, if you look it up.
Cool. Well, if somebody's listening to this podcast and you heard Melody speak at the Way We Wander,
Women Who Wander,
excuse me.
Yeah.
Then welcome. Glad to have you. And hit follow if you haven't already. You can get us on a bi-weekly basis. So I have a couple fun questions for you.
Oh, okay.
If you had $1,000 to spend at the expo, what would you buy?
Ooh. Oh, wait, if I hadn't had my car built out?
Yeah. Well, if you had $1,000, you have to spend it. You're not going to be able to take it with you. You got to spend $1,000. What are you buying?
I can just walk past the Diode Dynamics booth. My money would just evaporate.
There you go.
Oh, there's so many things. ARB just came out with a new winch. That looks amazing.
Really?
Oof. Yeah.
I didn't realize ARB even made winches.
They didn't until just recently.
Wow. Okay. Wild.
Yes. Oh, that would be, honestly, in that show, $1,000 wouldn't go very far. Because they have...
Get a nice power station for $1,000.
That's true. That's true. They had power stations for... Anchor had theirs for $739 plus tax for the biggest one. Oh, man, they had a lot of rooftop tents. Oh, there was a swing out that I saw for my... I call it my toilet tent, toilet awning. There's a swing out so that it actually swings it out past the car to the back towards the hatch.
I think that makes so much sense.
It does.
Because you actually lose a lot of space from just the slope of your car, which is really annoying.
Exactly. And you can't use that door.
Right. Yeah, it makes so much sense. I know they're not cheap. That's why I don't have one.
That's why I don't have one, because they're not cheap, but... Yeah.
But it also means like you can have, instead of having when it's rolled up, you don't have to have that way far out. Because I have mine sticking way far out just because of that issue. But if you have that swing out, you can actually have it attached really close to your car, because you don't have to worry about that anymore.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Yep. A lot of rooftop tents. Genius. There was one diesel heater guy that I saw. And then there were some pretty cool campers. I think the Honda one was there that you were talking about. Because I saw it in social media. I saw it in social media, but I didn't actually see any Honda booth or anything like that while I was there.
Oh, interesting. Huh.
Yeah. There was one there that I had never heard of that looked very futuristic, but then you got in and it was a bit bare bones. So it was more about the outside, I feel, than the inside. They're doing pre-orders now, and it's called the EvoTrex-PG5. You can be amongst the first 1,000 owners with a fully refundable $100 deposit. And it looks even cooler than the Honda one.
Is Evo the brand?
EvoTrex, EVOTREX.
Oh, that's the brand.
I don't know what the brand is, but the starting price for this trailer is $120,000. So my $1,000 wouldn't have gone very far, Garrick. Okay, I need more money.
Okay, what would you spend if you had $10,000? Yeah, have to walk away. Sorry, I'm not going to give you 120. That's ridiculous.
Doesn't it seem fishy to put down a fully refundable $100 deposit on a $120,000 trailer?
That's what
seems like it should be higher.
The EV companies are doing now, right? Like you can put down $50 for anything. I don't know. They just have to get cash for some reason to show that you're serious, I guess.
This one also does not have awning potential. I don't know what these guys are thinking. You need awnings. Come on now. What would you do, Garrick, if you had... all these companies are online. What would you do if you had $1,000? What would you buy?
Well, I wasn't there, so I don't know. We'll have to wait. I'll have to answer that question after the
Redmond,
PNW Overland Expo. But I do have the answer what I spent $1,000 on. I didn't spend a whole thousand, but I spent a good part of 1,000 recently. So I'll be talking about that in our next
Ooh,
episode. Yeah.
nice. All right. Well, I did get for you an Anchor t-shirt,
Oh,
and
nice.
I spun the wheel. I got a free t-shirt. I was like, oh, this is going to be perfect for Garrick. And
Hey.
then I got you let's see, did I get you a Forerunner sticker? I got you one of these stickers. Anyway, you'll get some swag from me it was a patch, Toyota patch.
Oh, nice. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, it's kind of funny that I've just sort of become an Anchor nerd because they had that C300 DC that I was like, oh, this is amazing product. And they just figured out like a
Yeah.
niche that needed to be out there. And then I've just heard really good things about their customer service and whatnot. And I've been buying Anchor products for years. They've always been really solid.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad that they're in this space.
Yeah. They had a really great booth. Super fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Last question. Since you're going to another expo in June, what is there anything you do differently the second time around?
I think the second time around, I probably would look at the full exhibitor list to really make sure that I'm not missing something that I really wanted to see. And I would have looked at the education lab list and made sure that I went to at least one of them. One of the things that I missed that I really wanted to see was at the Subaru booth. Actually, it was somebody from Washington, Milton, was down there, and he's one of their ambassadors, and he did a full CV axle swap out on one of the Subarus. And while I've seen that in the wild a few times, I haven't physically done it by myself. And so I think that would have been a really great thing to see, to just get a refresher on how to do that
without being messy. That's the magic trick.
I don't know if that's possible, Garrick. You just got to roll up your sleeves and go. Because usually you're going to be in mud doing it, right?
Yeah.
This is going to be the least messy. Subaru needed a couple more tents, though. It was really hot. It was really hot that day. And that sun, I'm not used to it being above your head. Here it kind of goes to the side and it just keeps going to the side. So you can get some shade.
Further south. Yeah, it makes sense. Right.
But it was right on top of us. And it was like, oh man, that guy did the CV axle change right at 1:00 in the middle of the day. He's a trooper. Yeah. We missed that. I feel bad about that.
That's a good tip, though. Figure out what demonstrations or talks that are happening ahead of time.
Yeah.
I don't know about expos, but a lot of other conventions, a lot of things will be happening at the same time. And you kind of have to be like, okay, I'm not to choose this over this. And that's just how it is, sort of deal.
Exactly. And they're all part of your tickets. It's not like you're going and you're paying an entry fee to learn about something or see this.
Right. If it's anything like the NWR, like it goes fast too, right? Like
yeah. It certainly does. There was one brand, and before I forget, Garrick, I wanted to tell you about it. I don't know if you know a brand called Honcho. They make electric bikes. And I was wondering, I was like, oh, if I get one of these, can I go on a trip with Garrick, or would he be like laughing at me? Because there's absolutely no way I would be able to follow you on a trail. But it had burly tires. They were tiny, but they were burly. And I was like, ooh. That would be awesome.
That's how people describe me, tiny but burly.
No.
Not true at all.
No, it's not what I meant. I meant the bike. Compared to your bike is huge. I can just see myself just getting stuck or high centered in like the first bit of the trail. And then it's like, oh, I got to turn around.
Well, the nice thing about e-bikes is it makes going uphill fun, because that's the downside with most bikes. It's really great going downhill, but as soon as you have to go uphill, then you're putting the work in. But e-bikes like, put the work in. You just have fun still. Yeah. Pretty great.
I am trying to decide, now that you're giving me $1,000, I am trying to decide between one of those type of bikes where it's like you can actually go far. I think it goes up to 60 miles an hour. Or I get one of these little electric bikes. So when I go to the racetrack, I can just drive it around to get from place to place. It's a little bit cooler than a scooter, but it's like one of those little kid e-bikes.
Yeah.
So I have been toying with
the slower ones is you don't have to get like licensing and endorsements and stuff like that. But if you're going over 50 miles per hour, I think that's what they cut it off from, and you need like an endorsement.
Well, what they told us at the Honcho booth is the one that had the really knobby, burly tires, because that is meant for dirt. I do not have to have a license. But the one with the smooth tires that looks like it's supposed to be on the street, I do have to get a license for. I just had to take them for their word because they're the experts, right? But I was like, oh, well, that's a clear decision.
Yeah, and
Let's
I'm
get
not
the
super
dirt
sure I
bike.
trust it because most of the time you're going to be going on Forest Service roads, and those are roads. You still have to,
Oh,
because that's why I have a dual sport motorcycle, right? Like my motorcycle has a plate because if I'm on Forest Service roads, you still have to have a plate for that generally.
oh,
There are some
interesting.
trails that like are allowed. You'll see side by sides that like don't have plates on some of them, but it's very specific trails that they can go on to do that.
Oh, I didn't know that. Wow, this is a whole other world. I
But
didn't
like my
realize the
e-bike,
legality.
yeah, my e-bike that I have, it's a mountain bike, right? So that one caps out at like 20 miles per hour. So I don't need any plating or restrictions of any kind. It's I can go where basically anywhere I want. Well, that's not true. Some trails don't allow e-bikes still, which is annoying because whatever, it's a bike.
So did you get some gear recently? You said you got something that you'll talk about later, but I feel, isn't there some other gear that you bought recently that you tried out?
I do, yeah, and I've actually field tested and everything. I don't know if I mentioned it before in previous episodes, but I have previously used boiling water and putting it into a Nalgene bottle and putting that into the bottom of my sleeping bag
Right.
to preheat it essentially.
Yep.
And that works okay, but it's a hassle. Like when I'm sitting next to the campfire, I have to like step away from there and get all my whole setup, get the water heating and then get it boiling and just put it in there. And then you have to do that generally a good at least 30 minutes before you actually go into the sleeping bag.
Hmm.
It's a very cheap solution and it is effective, but it is also a hassle. With my electric strategy, I found out about the electric blankets been out there, but I've
That's
had
what I got.
issues. Yeah, most of them seem to be built upon the fact that you're just at home and you're plugged into an AC outlet.
Yes.
So they're like, oh, we'll just throw all the power at it, all the heat, and it'll be fine. And yeah, I need something that's a little bit more power efficient just because I don't want
Oh,
to
I know
burn through
what
all
you
my
mean.
power for the heating. Yeah.
Yeah, that is a big draw. Like I keep an extra battery, like I said, just for that, just for the,
Mhm.
just so that I don't burn through all the energy.
Right. Amazingly, Ignik of all companies, they're mostly known for like their like fire cans and they also make really nice growlers that hold propane. They also
Okay.
have this whole like electric heating product line as well.
Oh,
And one of them is a bed cover is what they call it. So the idea is that this bed cover goes on top of your sleeping mattress or pad and then it sits underneath your sleeping bag. So
okay.
it's like the heat's just coming from beneath you essentially. And they do also offer a blanket version, but for me, I already have the sleeping bags. I didn't feel like I need the need for a blanket, but you do have that option.
Right. Okay.
But it's nice because it's only 48 watts if you have it like at peak power, and they have 10 different gradients. So you start off at 48 watts of power usage, but it can go quite a bit further down if you just want to have just a little bit of heat. So I tried it when I was camping a couple weekends ago and it worked great. I had it at full heat because I was just like preheating it, right? But I set it in there and Ryder was already like hanging on the car because he was just like, he puts himself to bed early at camp. So I was like, oh, I can like put it on for him. And he loved it. Like when I came back in, he
Oh,
was on top of the sleeping bag because usually like he'll go in the sleeping bag because
yeah,
it's
he
cold,
burrows,
right?
right?
Yeah. But it was like so warm that he was sitting on top of
Oh,
the sleeping bag.
that's
And
awesome.
yeah, and I climbed in. It was great. It was like so toasty. I immediately turned it off because I was like, once I go in there, like my own body heats enough that I don't need the continuous heating
I
after that
agree with
point.
that because you just
Yeah,
need just the preheat and then you're
right.
good to go after that.
Exactly. And I didn't really notice it was there other than the heat. It's a really nice material. It has a real soft feel to it, but I guess it's not slippery though. So I don't know what they used for it, but it's like the perfect material that is like soft but not slippery. You're not like
Ooh.
sliding off your sleeping pad or anything like that.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm
wow.
really impressed with it.
How much
You know,
energy
I
did it take for the preheat?
so little that I didn't even know. So I had it
Ooh.
connected to my Riverside 2 Pro,
Okay.
and
Your
I must have ran
River
it.
2 Pro. You're
Oh
not
yeah,
podcasting from your bed.
excuse me. Yeah, we're on Riverside right now. We're recording. Yeah, my River 2 Pro, my River 2 Pro that was beside my bed. I had it hooked up to that. The thing that's kind of cool about this is that it has the controller, and the controller actually has like a little connection where you can attach the extension, which plugs into that carport.
Oh,
But the attachment point is actually a DC 5521, which that is one of the barrel plug connections that the River 2 Pro just has already. So I didn't even need to use the extension cord with the carport because the carport was already being used by my fridge, right?
Fridge,
So
yeah.
I was able to plug that in directly and just run it that way, which was pretty cool.
Ooh, cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I was looking up if Ignik was at the Expo SoCal, and they were.
Ah,
And I missed it.
good on them.
They had a show special too, 20% off.
Well,
Ignik
anything
Outdoors.
you missed, Overland Expo PNW.
There we
So
go.
you'll get another
I'm
shot.
gonna have to see yours, and then I'll get jealous and I want to buy it there. So it's IGNIK Ignik Outdoors is the company name.
I specifically bought the Flipside heated bed cover. They do have a Flipside blanket. They also have, I don't know what they're called, but they have ones that are meant for just your camp chair. So if you're sitting at camp and you want to warm your butt at camp, they also have those too.
Ooh, oh man, that sounds so great. I can't tell you how many times I was cold in the chair, but warm on the top because that campfire keeps your legs warm, right? But then your butt gets left out because it's sitting on that cold chair.
Yeah, get it from both sides now.
That sounds so good. Okay, so how much was your bed cover? Tell us the damage.
So if you're paying full price, it's going to cost $200. It's not cheap. And I fully admit that it is not cheap. It is what it is.
Yeah, it's a luxury.
But yeah, it is a luxury. If you don't want to spend the money, just do the nudging trick. That is a very cheap way to do the same thing. I'm very pleased with it, and I'm going to bring it on my winter trips for sure, if not some summer ones that get a little cool at night.
All right, cool. We'll leave a link in the show notes for you.
Sounds good. Well, I think that means it's time for random recommendations.
Ooh, random recommendations.
Yeah, Melody, why don't you get us started?
Okay, I'm ready today. This is actually not so random because it's something I'm thinking about now. I might be one of the volunteers here. So it's Northwest Overland Rally. That is going to be June 18th to 21st this year. I'm just going to double check my calendar and make sure I'm not saying anything wrong because I don't want to be a part of the corrections episode. Yes, it is June 18 to 21, 2026.
It's also the dates of the unrally for the people. If you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
Yeah.
Yep. So this is going to be great. June 19th is Juneteenth, which is a federal holiday. So if you get that off of work, then it's a pretty easy 3-day weekend.
Yeah.
We go up Thursday night and then stay throughout the weekend, leave on Sunday. There's going to be quite a lot of cool stuff. Obviously exhibitors, but then you're going to have education series and then you're going to have runs.
So many presentations, yeah.
Yep. I think there's like a little demo area where you can test the off camber on your car. And yeah, so I would say the reason I'm bringing up that recommendation is because tickets are open now. If you want to overland there, it's a good time. It's out in Plain, Plain. I know we've mentioned that before here on the show.
Oh yeah, I'm a big Plain fan.
You are.
Sounds
you
weird.
Go out there a lot.
I do. I really do.
Yeah. What is your random recommendation, Garrick?
So mine, I just bought recently. They are the Apple AirPods Pro 3. I have been anti-earbud for a long time now.
Why?
So I'm kind of surprised.
So great.
I don't like things in my ears. I don't know. I just had not liked, I'm wearing these big, comfy headphones right now that like fully cover my ear. And I love these. These are amazing, but they're not practical for walking around town or going to the bus and that sort of thing. Specifically, what I've been doing is I walk at least twice a day during my 15-minute breaks during work. So that's how I kind of get outside and don't feel like I'm a hermit holed inside at work, staring at a computer all day. And on those walks, I've been using my bone conduction headphones, which are okay. They're great on quiet streets, but they're really not okay when I'm walking along streets that are busier than loud. So I wanted something that offered more isolation. So I did some research, and I'm a big Apple simp, I have to say. Apple seemed like they had the best option, at least for an iPhone owner. And they have a lot of really cool features. For example, they have an adaptive mode, which is what I use most of the time. And basically, it'll adapt to your surroundings. And then based off of what's happening, it'll kind of either make it more or less, what's the noise cancellation and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good for me because when I'm walking on these loud streets, I can still hear cars. I'm still aware of them, but it's not so loud that I can't hear the music, which is what I was having with the bone conduction headphones. Mm-hmm. And then their noise cancellation is amazing. I got on a bus, and once I was on a bus, I didn't want to hear anything. So I just turned on the noise cancellation. I was like, just you can't hear anything else. Like, it was almost too good because I had to be like, okay, phone, like vibrate when it's my stop because I'm not going to hear them tell me.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And knowing
they're
you,
pretty
you've
great.
probably done a lot of research on why to buy these versus others. So
Too much. Yeah. Too much research
so
for sure.
It's a good thing to know. They're Garrick approved.
Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, that is the Apple AirPods Pro 3 as my random recommendation. Okay, I think that's gonna be an episode. Do you have any closing thoughts for our listeners, Melody?
You don't have to be overlanding to have fun. You can just be around people that are overlanding, and just being next to them may give you some inspiration, because a lot of us are doing some really cool things, and it's very fun to hear about other people's adventures and expeditions.
That's a good point. It's not just like a shopping experience. It's a community experience. And yeah, getting to bounce ideas and see how other people are doing it can give you a lot of cool ideas.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Cool. All right. With that, we shall call it a wrap.
If you want to get in touch with us by email, let us know what you think. remotetrailsradio@gmail.com.
RTR, over and out.